In the serene quietude of Middle-earth, long years after the grand tales of yore had echoed across its lands, the world seemed wrapped in a gentle forgetfulness. Teeming with life, Middle-earth flourished beneath the watchful gaze of the Valar. Yet, amidst the spreading prosperity, shadows of the past began to wane, fading into myths told by firelight. There, in the diminishing glow of memory, stood Thalion, once a proud guardian of Telumetar Ostspringen, now simply known as the Forgotten Elf. Thalion wandered through the ever-changing forest of Lothlorien, its golden leaves rustling like whispers of old tales still clinging to life. This forest, once sung by minstrels as the realm of Galadriel, had dwindled, its ancient grace a mere echo. He marveled at the sunlight breaking through the branches, yet felt the weight of time pressing upon his soul. The elves, who had once been the luminous stewards of Middle-earth, were now slipping from the annals of history, becoming mere legends. As Thalion walked these paths, bereft of the melodious voices that sang of ages past, a quest began to form in his heart, a journey to rekindle the fading glory of his kin. He resolved to navigate the world, shaping the whispers into a symphony that celebrated their grandeur, ensuring the legacy of the elves would endure long after the light of their presence had passed. Thus, the story of Thalion's Odyssey began, a tale of remembrance, guided by the stars that had once led his forebears, and driven by the whispers of a world longing to remember. Thalion's footsteps carried him across the lush expanse of Lothlorien towards the plains of Rohan, where the twisting grasses whispered in a tongue as ancient as the hills themselves. The wind bore with it the fragrance of wildflowers, mingling with the faint echoes of a realm that once reverberated with the thundering hooves of the Rohirrim. The Forgotten Elf traversed these lands with purpose, visiting villages and hearths where old stories were retold in low murmurs, those of Eorl the Young and King Theoden. With children gathered at his feet, Thalion shared tales of the elves' friendship with humanity, in each retelling crafting a bridge between past and future. It was in these encounters that Thalion met Eolinda, the granddaughter of a bard with stories as ageless as the stars. Quick of wit and bold of spirit, she became an unexpected ally in Thalion's quest, lending her voice to weave elven songs into the fabric of human lore. Together they traveled, their path lit by their shared mission, igniting the imagination of those they met, ensuring the world would remember an elf had once been a guardian. Upon reaching the white city of Minas Tirith, Thalion marveled at its resplendent beauty, reborn like a phoenix from the ashes of its tumultuous past. The city now bustled with life and prosperity, a testament to the enduring resilience of its people. However, beneath its new layers of splendor, the marks of ancient battles lingered, echoes of a time when hope seemed as fragile as the thinnest of threads. Thalion wandered its tiered streets, lost in thought, envisioning the struggles and triumphs that had once defined this city. In moments of quiet reflection beneath the white tree of Gondor, he met Eldorion, a young scholar drawn to the allure of history. Eldorion found himself captivated by Thalion's tales of ancient elves and their role in shaping the fate of Middle-earth. With an insatiable curiosity and a steadfast resolve, Eldorion joined Thalion and Eolinda in their quest, driven by the belief that these stories must be preserved. As dusk settled over Minas Tirith, the trio forged a plan to preserve the memory of the elves, seeking ways to embed these tales into stone, script, and song. Here, amidst the thriving heart of Gondor, Thalion found hope. The legacy of the elves would not be forgotten. Their journey next took them beyond the towering Misty Mountains, where fell creatures and bleak lands had long since found their rest. In the solemn quiet of these ancient peaks, Thalion felt the weight of his task grow heavier. Yet, within his heart, a spark of determination still burned brightly. The companions arrived at Rivendell, nestled within the protective embrace of the mountains, once a beacon of elven wisdom and grace. Here, time seemed to stand still, the echoes of days long past still singing upon the shimmering waters of the Brunnen. Thalion, with Eolinda and Eldorion by his side, breathed deep of the air sweetened by the memory of Elrond and his kin, resolved anew to maintain the legacy that this place represented. Together, they gathered scrolls and relics, remnants of elven lore that had been left behind. Piece by piece, the forgotten words of wisdom and legend were rekindled, as if drawing breath from the very stones beneath their feet. It was amidst this labor of love that Thalion felt the gentle presence of old friends, shadows amidst the forest, urging him onward. And so they worked, preserving the teachings, the dreams, and the songs of the elves, preparing to take this precious knowledge back to the mortal realms. The trio's path curved once more towards the familiar forests of Laskelin, erstwhile Greenwood the Great, where Thalion's presence was met with the whispers of woodland spirits. Though not as radiant as in the times of Thranduil, the forest still held a majesty all its own. Thalion, Eolinda, and Eldorion set about their task, marking the trees with runes of binding memory, planting tales like seeds into the fabric of the forest itself. Each leaf, each ancient bough became a storyteller, echoing the deeds of those who had lived before. In this endeavor they met Phalar, an elf who had chosen to remain as a guardian of these woods. Stern yet kind-hearted, Phalar lent his knowledge and wisdom to their cause, leading them through the hallowed paths where elven presence still lingered. As they journeyed deeper into the heart of Laskelin, the forest seemed to embrace their mission, whispering promises of preservation. Here, Thalion realized the legacy of his kind was left safely with the earth itself, ensuring the stories of the elves would flourish with each new generation that walked these ancient paths. Their tale, woven with toil and joy, led them at last to the Grey Havens, where the sea's eternal song seemed to resonate with the same profound theme. As the waves sang of voyage and farewell, Thalion felt an overwhelming serenity fill his spirit. With their quest nearly complete, Eolinda, Eldorion, and Thalion stood at the edge of the world, contemplating all that had passed and the legacy they had forged together. Here, under the starlight that had guided mariners and wayfarers alike, they carved their tales into tablets of stone to be set against the sea's eternal watch. Thalion, acknowledging the fullness of their journey, raised his voice in a song of farewell, a hymn to the stars and the sea, to the elves who had come before, and to the world yet to be. As the notes lingered in the brisk air, he knew then that the memory of his people would never fade away entirely. In this place, where the tide bore echoes of distant shores, Thalion's heart swelled with contentment. The forgotten elf, once adrift, had found his path, not of melancholy but of triumph, knowing that through their labor, the elves' legacy was forever woven back into the story of Middle-earth. The journey upon which Thalion embarked was not merely a bridge to the past, but a beacon for future generations. Missive sent, the tale began anew, woven into the tapestry of a world ever-changing and eternal, a tale begun in the deepest reaches of memory, and one that never truly ends. Eolinda and Eldorion decided to take one last journey with Thalion back to Minas Tirith before returning to their own lives. As they crossed the lands transformed by time, they saw the traces of their work reflected in the smiles of the villagers, the songs sung by children, and the art woven into the fabric of each passing day. At the citadel of Minas Tirith, King Eldorion welcomed them warmly, recognizing Thalion as a bridge between the epochs. Together, they celebrated the preservation of Middle-earth's varied heritages, of men and dwarves, elves and hoves, newfound lore mingling with their age-old tales. In his final moments in the White City, Thalion shared one last piece of wisdom with Eldorion, to never cease the telling of these tales. For in them, he counseled, lies the heart and soul of every kind who walks upon this earth. The young king vowed to remember, to nurture this promise in the heart of his realm, thereby continuing the legacy forged anew. As Thalion prepared to depart, Eolinda and Eldorion bade him farewell, each knowing they had shared in something greater than any one of their spirits alone. They remained in Minas Tirith, chroniclers of a world reawakened, while Thalion bowed to the future, content in the knowledge that his people would forever remain as whispers amid the ceaseless winds of memory. The road stretched before Thalion one final time, as he set out westward towards the murmuring sea. Beneath a canopy of endless stars, he bid farewell to Middle-earth, heart full of the stories reclaimed and restored throughout his journey. On a gray ship that seemed borne upon the whispers of ancient times, Thalion embarked upon his final voyage. As the waters shimmered beneath the moonlight and the land receded into memory, Thalion became aware of a profound truth. The elves' legacy and his own, journeying across the ages immemorial, lay not in the places he had traveled, but in the very hearts of the living. With consummate peace, the forgotten elf journeyed into the west, a living link to the distant past, now forever one with the sea and the sky. His story now woven amidst the stars, illuminating the night for all to remember and for new tales to begin.